Hello and welcome to CVR English. This is Hanisha Kolati. Welcome to Special Scan, School Scan, our special drive. The school as interdisciplinary approach space is applauded not only for its graded curriculum but also for the opening of the innate faculties of the individual students, instilling in them a drive necessary to lead them into a manage with diverse situations of life. A school is an educational institution designed to provide learning spaces and learning environments of the teaching of students under the direction of teachers. Most countries have systems of formal education which is commonly compulsory. In these systems, students progress through a series of schools. The names of these schools vary by country, discussed in the regional section below, but generally include primary school for young children, secondary for teenagers who have completed primary education, and institutions where higher education is taught is commonly called university, college or In addition to these, core school students in a given country may also attend schools before and after primary and secondary education, kindergarten or provide some schooling to very young children. We have a caller from Srikakulam who's online with us. Hello sir, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello?
Well, this is Chari calling from Srikakulam.
Yeah. Yes
I
sir.
earlier used to teach maths in some private school. Well, I just want to ask you something, schools can. In this modern education bereft of value systems,
Sorry?
is the modern education bereft of the value systems?
Can you
Hello?
repeat the question, Mr. Charging?
So, okay, is the school gateway to socialization for our students?
Is the school?
Is the school gateway to socialization? of
Of
students?
course, yes, Mr. Chari. So, your question is: Are schools a gateway for socialization of children? Is it what you're
Okay.
asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, at one point of your question is true. Yes, schools are a gateway for socialization of children, because children here, once they go to school, they participate in different groups. They are involved in many activities. They meet their friends. They play at schools. There are so many things that children do once they are in school, in spite of just education. That's a place for them, their friends, everybody to meet up and do something together. It is a very big change that has happened in the life of children, because schools are one of the biggest, for children especially. Schools are the biggest place that they can go meet, discuss, or coordinate things. So it's a because of coronavirus and this lockdown of educational institution, this has a major impact on children, because school is a place where children meet together. They participate in many curricular activities. They join different groups. They participate in plays, theaters, or sports where they play together. They have their food together. They study together. It's a place. It's an institution where they do things together. But after lockdown, when they are being restricted to sit in between four walls and do and are restricted in watching an online screen for hours, which we are now calling it as online teaching. So yes, it has major effects on children's brain as well, because everything has been restricted, including them going out and playing in the ground as well.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, in the wake of Corona, what changes are foreseen in the school education?
Well, educational institutions are colleges and schools handle a wider area in terms of universities or many international schools. Right now, as you're watching our show on a regular basis, you can see that many institutions that we've spoken to have said that they are taking precautionary measures so that children can maintain social distancing, or there are so many institutions that are coming front to provide school mask or sanitization before the children getting inside the schools. Uh, Many institutions are also opting for changes like alternate days, comparing with the infrastructure of an educational institution. They are trying to accommodate as less students as possible in each class. Say suppose for like 60 students, 60 students are in one class. Institutions are taking measure of keeping 1 to 20 students in one class, and 20 to another 40 students in one class, and probably the rest may come the second day. This process can also help in the changes in their academic calendar, because lessons that are being taught in a particular time are extending now, because because of the social distancing. Educational institutions are opting for alternate days of schools, or teachers also working in shift batches. Also, there are many educational institutions which are opting for decreasing the portion chapters for students, so that it would be easy both for the teachers and for the children to learn or communicate, or to go through the entire syllabus.
Yeah. And well, a good school produces students let's see and know themselves in their own context rather than as good students, right? Merely good students. These contexts should include geographical or cultural, community based, the language driven and professional factors and ideas. So, for it to be a good school, what can we, through your show, what message can you guide a school? Because most of the schools, they are schools, but there should be some unique thoughts that thought even should drive a school. There are few changes that, see, the way they teach should be changed, or they should improvise the way they teach the kids, right? So there are most of the schools, they just mug up things. They just mug up answers. If there is a formula, me as a maths teacher, while I'm teaching in a private school, what I observed in the school when they watch the eyes, they just mug up. They just see the a plus b whole square. They just mug up the formula and they just put it there. They don't know. See, you should be understanding what a student should what's going in a student's brain. That analysis should be explained to a young one, right?
Yeah.
So we through School Scan, I just want you to give a message to all the schools who are present. So how an educational system should be. Educational system is not only by keeping boards in front of the schools or giving ads to schools. It's also the value of education increases how you are teaching a student.
Yeah.
It might be a LKG or it might be any class in a school. So I want School Scan to message all the schools who are there in your area or surrounded by you, so that they can get aware of what they are teaching, how they should be taught. So before students get taught, let's give a message to teachers how they should teach the students. Because what I observed is school is no more an education in our localities or any other areas. It's only a business, because when you're going to school, they're asking admission fee, they're asking school fees. See, and there is a differentiation of government schools, private schools, high class schools. So there is also a differentiation of a businessman's young ones are going to a high graded school. There are lot many things which you can't explore in a mediocre school. You're getting it right?
Yeah.
So I want School Scan to message these kind of things. I want you to teach the schools who are present. I want you to prepare virtual syllabus. I want you to give them. So that can be a message. It's like teaching teachers or educational institutions. Before we teach students, we have to educate institutions, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to take it as an initiative from the next show or in the coming shows. That could be helpful, because you are the voice of public, right? You are the voice of public.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yes. So in that context, I just want you to prepare and pass this message, or you can even brush this message even more better in giving you a louder voice. So I'm really happy to share this message with you, and from next time I want you to inculcate this message to give these institutions to change this thought of not by marks, it's only by understanding the concept. You understand this, right? What do you get by marks? There is nothing. The birth certificate, that will perish sometime. But the knowledge that can improvise his overall strength, his confidence, his way of dealing things. You getting it right?
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right, Mr. Chari.
Yes. So I want the School Scan, because the School Scan is recently emerged. I just gone through some of the videos, but the title, and it attracted me very well. So you are giving a message, or you are going through schools. So I want you to become the voice of I want you to be the change in school institutions by thought, because you can't change the students. You have to change the institutional thoughts.
Sure, Mr. Chari. That's
So I also want you to stress on this fees, so-called fees, what they are collecting from parents. That they are giving a heartache to the parents. Unnecessary fees. So all these you have to specify from forthcoming shows if possible.
Yes,
request, okay?
Yes, Mr. Chari. Thank you so much
That's
for
really,
joining with us.
That's really fantastic speaking or sharing my views with you, and all the best to your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. A school may be dedicated to one particular field, such as schools of economic or a school of dance. Alternative schools may provide non-traditional curriculum and methods. Non-government schools, called also known as private schools, may be required when the government does not supply adequate or specific educational needs. Other private schools can also be religious, such as Christian schools, madrasa, havas, yeshivas, and other schools that have higher standard of education or seek to foster other personal achievements. Schools for adults include institutions of corporate training, military education, and training and business schools. In homeschooling and online schools, teaching and learning take place outside traditional school buildings. Schools are commonly organized in several different organizational models, including departmental, small learning communities, academics, integrated, and schools within a school. We have another caller from Kashmir, Zoya. Hello, Zoya, can you hear me?
Yeah, Anisha. So
Yes,
this
Ms.
is Zoya from Kashmir, and I would like to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So, in the wake of COVID-19, what changes would we foresee in our educational system?
This is this question is we cannot be sure of what changes, but I'm sure as per all the information we got from many educational institutions, we can expect a few changes whatever they said, but it is definitely going to create some changes. It's going to have some effects on the academic calendar as to how they are going to plan their education calendar with the schools, because many educational institutions who are less funded or educational systems which are popular, they have come up with different solutions, saying alternate days for children, or children who are staying far will just have to do with online teaching, and students who can come to college with their own transport. See, they're also not very sure about how to bring students who stay far away from schools with school transport, because there are a lot of people who depend on it, and most of the time the educational institutions are opting for students to come in their own transport so they can be safe throughout the way, and they're also taking measures of sanitization or social distancing, which we cannot really expect how far they could be successful. Things like this can only be known once the educational systems open, because social distancing for children, if it's higher grade students, they can still understand the concept and they can be a little careful, but kids who are in KG or primary grades, it's very hard for them to maintain a social distancing. They eventually will meet their friends, they get too excited, or they play with their friends. They are always not conscious. So these things are all predictable. Whatever we are saying, it's all planning. But we will only know for sure once when schools are open how exactly, because things might not work out as per they panned out. Things might work out differently. Students might have a different approach, because since almost for like 80 days they've been home, they've been restricted to four walls, or forced to sit in front of a screen and study, or they didn't even have their exams. So it's a very sensitive situation right now. It also had caused psychologically for children, because all of their activities have been cut off. All of the things that they do, the regular life circle has been totally disturbed, and they are just forced to just stay at home. They cannot, they're restricted to even go out and play with their neighbors as well. So what things schools, educational systems are planning is, one is an alternate day teaching, teachers working in shifts, organized activities under guidance, sanitization when students are coming in and out of school or moving in between, all the classrooms, toilets and everything which are going to be cleaned, sanitized every hourly, and things like this. These are some of the things that they are planning. Now we surely don't know what about schools who are getting less funds, because we've not heard from them enough. They are also skeptical. They're looking forward for government to support them in some or the other way. And also there are many students who cannot afford devices through which they can go online teaching. So there are many aspects here that we have to consider. Nothing what we are talking now is for sure. All these things are planned. So we once if schools reopen, then accordingly we can see how it panned out. Also there is a petition that's been circulating, but there are almost 20 lakh parents who've signed, more than 20 lakh parents who've signed a petition saying that schools should not open until and unless COVID is under control, which from a parent's which is coming from a parent's perspective, absolutely they are worried about their students going to schools and going to schools, and they're not sure if their children can manage social distancing or sanitization, because it has to be a conscious reminder for them. They cannot forget about it. So I think educational institutions are trying their best to assure children that it's okay, just in case if school reopens from July, it's okay for them to send their students to children. I think educational institutions right now are trying really hard, and there are million challenges that they're facing from the faculty point of view as well.
Yeah, truly, I couldn't agree more about it. But the thing is, next question I would like to know. This is about the primary students or the one who are doing in like secondary as well, like 11th and 12th. But what about those who are pursuing their medical or the engineering? They can't simply sit at home and take the classes online, right? They need to practice it, like technical work, and then there's the practical exams. They have to face it all. They are the one who are suffering actually. And then they have the huge quantity in each universities. Like if you go for a Osmania University or a Kakatiya, the persons who are doing medical, studying medicine. So for them, how long can we expect the things to be normal?
Exactly, Zoya. There are for engineering students and for students who are studying medical, there are, because at the moment, as we say, the frontline heroes, doctors are the one. I think there are many doctors who've come out of their retirement as well and working towards the battle of COVID. Yes, all these factors impact a lot on students' mind. Right now, all they can do is sit and wait and watch when everything is going to settle down and when their life are going to get back to normal, which we cannot expect at least for another year. As we can see the situation, the number of cases that are rising in India. So right now the students, they do not have any other option instead of just sitting and waiting for their institutions to open. That is the only thing that they can do right now, because nothing is important right now in this country at the moment than saving lives and overcoming this battle with COVID.
So are they going to promote these students if it's going to take so long for like another year? So are they going to promote the students who are studying or schooling?
Yes, Afra. As the government has already released its statement, students from class 1 to 9 are automatically promoted for the next grade, except for students of 10th board or main exams, entrance exam students, or 12th board, or probably graduation final year students like that. Because many, once you talk about graduation and undergraduation, these days students are doing online assignments. They are just giving assignments, and the marks are based on that, which is online. So they're already, when graduate and undergrad students are already used to this custom, this way of submitting their assignments. Students here who are suffering are the ones who are giving entrance exams, preparing for CA or 10th board or 12th board. Students of this age are mainly suffering because their exams cannot be conducted in this time, and as you can see, already 10th board exams have been postponed because Telangana government is not sure of if students can maintain social distancing. So things like this keep postponing. They can never be uncertain. But I think students from 1 to 9, they are automatically promoted to the next grade.
All right. Thank you for answering all my questions.
Thank you so much for joining with us, Zoya. Schools are organized spaces proposed for teaching and learning. Classrooms are where teachers teach and students learn are of central importance. Classrooms may be specialized for certain subjects such as laboratory classrooms for science education and workshops for industrial art education. We have another caller online from Hyderabad. Hello.
Yeah, hello, hi.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Well, I have a query for you.
Yeah.
I'm Ritika from Hyderabad.
Yeah.
So, what are the essential aspects of online teaching?
Sorry?
What are the essential aspects of online teaching?
The effects of online teaching for children, as we are right now, all the educational systems are opting for online teaching. As we've been discussing earlier, also as well, even now. The entire cycle of children that going to educational institution, learning there, the physical contact with a teacher and between the teacher and the student, the sports they play, the socializing they do with their friends, the other curricular activities, the groups, the theater, everything has been cut off and they've been restricted to going out. And
Okay.
they sit on in front of their device, whatever they're using, and answer the video call. See, because of this online teaching, the student, point number one here is this teacher does not know whether the student is alone or no, or if they have some company with them. As many of these children, what they do is they switch off the camera and they put their call on mute so that they can listen to the teacher. They might be doing
So,
anything else
well,
during that time, or they might be. Yes, Miss Ritika.
Yeah. Well, does the online education impair the intellectual capacities of the child?
This again depends, as I'm saying that you know, you never know what the student is doing when they are online with the teacher, because 1 hour class or 1 hour period of a particular session has been cut off to limited time. They have a limited time for, suppose if we take Zoom call into consideration, which many schools are opting for, it has a cut off time. Each session can last up to 40 minutes. So a teacher who's having 1 hour has to cut off their lecture, who's doing it for 1 hour, must compile everything to 40 minutes and should be able to deliver what they are prepared to deliver to the student in that 40 minutes. Here what happens is, after the 40 minutes of class, the video lecturer is cut off, and then students who have doubts or who have any queries, or students with any other questions, do not get the opportunity to interact with the teacher. They have to again start another session for it. Many students might have network issues. Many students might not have devices, as we can see that there are few cases that are coming up recently, that one student in Kerala had committed suicide because she did not have any device to go through the online teaching. So these are some of like the challenges that students are facing, and the point here is, the teacher teaches and then the session is over and it's done. We don't know how to assess children if they got the concept, if they understood the concept, or if they were following through, because the teacher is just talking to a blank screen in front of them and thinking that the student is listening. So we also don't know what the student on the other end is doing here. So in a long run, it cannot. Online teaching is a solution, is an alternative, but cannot be a solution as a traditional system.
Right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ritika, for calling. Typical schools will have many other rooms areas which may include cafeteria, dining hall or canteen where students eat lunch, breakfast and snacks, athletic field, playground, gym, tracks or where students participate in sports or physical education practice, schoolyards, that is all-purpose play fields typically in elementary schools often made concrete, although some are being transformed into environmentally friendly teaching gardens by landscape artists such as Sharon Gamson Tangs. We have another caller online from Kerala, Mr. T. Kumar with us. Hello sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes sir.
Hello.
Yes sir.
See, I have a simple question. In the COVID times, okay, in the wake of Corona, what changes are foreseen in the school education? Can you just explain?
Sir, can you be a little louder please?
Yeah, in the wake of this Corona pandemic, what changes are foreseen in the school education? If you can throw some light on this.
Definitely, sir. Right now, according to the information that we have from various educational institutions, there have been many lecturers, professors, or principals, or deans of engineering colleges. The only thing what they're concentrating right now is to how to divide their academic calendar and maintain a social distancing among students. These are the first two things that they are really concerned of, because in a class of 60 and according to the infrastructure they have in their educational system, they have plans of maintaining at least 20 students, or there are many educational institutions that are also coming out and saying that they are going to provide face masks and sanitization kits to the students so that they'll be extra careful when they are in the premises of an institution. Also, they are ready to accept all the government norms that the government will release eventually, which we are expecting in July 1st week, because according to the center's statement, they said that they are going to consult all the educational institutions and know whether they are going to reopen or no in July 1st week. So until then, all these educational institutions have a little breathing time to plan what their USP, what their unique selling point here is. They have time to breathe and plan as to how to assure the parents or children, to let them know that it's okay to send students to their institutions because they are taking necessary steps, they are following necessary rules, they're following all the norms that are being released. They are planning at least to have 20 students in a school in alternate benches, and the curriculum as well. Educational institutions are also taking measures in having teachers shift wise, so that the other teachers get relief while the other comes and picks up the shift. They're planning for students in alternate benches and alternate days, so that they are not they are not together in a very packed manner. All the other activities, if you're saying, many educational institutions are planning to conduct activities in a proper planned manner under the surveillances of professionals. They're teaching, they're making all the teachers trained. They're training all the teachers as to how to follow how to maintain the sanitization or social distancing, or how to inculcate all these things into a child's mind or children's mind or students' mind in generally. How to inculcate these steps in children's mind when they are outside. So these are some of the things that educational institutions are looking into right now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. auditorium or hall where student theatrical and musical productions can be staged and where all school events such as assemblies are held, offices where administrative work of the school is done, library where students ask librarians to refer questions, check out books and magazines and often use computers, computer labs where computer-based work is done and the internet access. Although there are private schools in India, they are highly regulated in terms of what they can teach, in what form they can operate, a non-profit to run away, accredited educational and all the other aspects of operation. Hence, the differentiation of government schools and private schools can be misleading. Well, in this pandemic situation, many educational institutions are facing different challenges, especially educational institutions which are funded in a very low budget. We have many educational correspondents who spoke to CVR English exclusively regarding the challenges they are facing and also spoke about how they are dealing in this pandemic situation. Let's take a look.
Children that they may get addicted to mobile gadgets. So we may conduct after the reopen of the school to the children who are unable to come to school. After reopen we take special classes and we shall complete the syllabus. We are ready to conduct online classes but keeping in view about the children that they may get addicted to mobile gadgets.
Hope everybody is doing well. Today I am going to specially speak about the corona pandemic that has become a big problem all over the world. In these testing times, schools have got a very problematic time. So these are some of the guidelines we would like to give you. So first of all, please remember the point, safety is always better than getting affected. Prevention is always better than the cure. So take care of your health. Once the schools start, you have to be extra careful while sending your ward to the school. First of all, make sure that your ward is perfectly all right. After that, once the school timings come, see that you accompany your ward. And we are extra careful. Management has decided to erect thermal scanners over all the gates. There will be thermal scanners, only the child shows the perfect temperature he will be in. Soon after that, he'll be given sanitizer to wash his hands. So we also, according to the government rules, we'll give special timetable to the students so that all students do not come together at a time. We will allow him through different gates. So once they are into the campus, we make sure that class teachers are there in their respective rooms, and even we maintain distance, perhaps 2 to 3 meters from one bench to another bench. And we make sure that there will be not more than one student sitting in the bench. And we see that proper distance is maintained from the student to student, maybe in the manner of zigzag, or if she is made to sit straight, we see the proper distance is maintained. So then after that, during the breaks, we make sure that all the students do not go at a time, and we have different restrooms, more than 3. So we send section by section students. So we'll change the timetable likewise, not everybody following the same timetable, so that nobody will come in contact with each other. Always remember, there are 2 things that you have to come along with. One is the mask. The other one, if possible, try to bring your own sanitizer. So during the breaks, we will see that after the entrance, there are teachers. After that, there will be ayahs. We plan to erect an open tap system so that students need not touch the taps automatically. Okay, once they are completed, it will be shut. The water flow will be shut. We maintain that students maintain physical distance. It's a completely different phenomena coming to the present, because previously schools were completely different. Now there has to be certain change in the schools, and we are very sure and we are very ready to go with the norms that are given by the government. And after that, teachers will be given a training session how to deal with the students. And even we plan maybe online classes or direct classes to the parents based on the availability on how they should bring their children and how they have to face this pandemic and stay safe and fit. So once they come back, we maximum prevent the exchange of books. We ask the students as well as the teachers not to exchange the books with each other. So once the students leave the class, we make sure once or twice the rooms are sanitized again. And we make sure that if the student doesn't feel well, we inform the parents before the entrance, or even if he suffers after the entry into the school, to take them back, because always prevention is better. So if student doesn't feel well, it's better to be staying at home than coming to the school. Then while students are left, it's made sure that they will not be left at a time. And we have got, as I told you, 4 or 5 gates. So we make sure that entry is smooth and exit also is smooth. So they go one by one. So we got enough workforce to go on with our works. And parents are requested to stay alert. Do not send your children outside until it's a dire need, because times are not.
In this time of crisis, a well-rounded and effective educational practice is what is needed for capacity building of young minds. It will develop skills that will drive their employability, productivity, health and well-being in the decades to come and ensure the overall progress of India. That was our today's drive.